Plastic surgery has become almost expected in the Real Housewives world, but for some cast members, it crossed the line. What started as subtle enhancements turned into extreme transformations, with excessive fillers, repeated procedures, and faces that look nothing like they once did. In this video, we break down 7 housewives who kept chasing perfection and ended up losing the natural beauty that made them stand out in the first place. From shocking before and after changes to admissions of regret, here's who went too far and paid the price. Housewife 1. Danielle Staub. Starting our list is Danielle Staub from Real Housewives of New Jersey. Danielle's transformation over the years has been nothing short of dramatic and not in a good way. The woman who terrorized Teresa Giudice and flipped tables in her earlier seasons looks completely different from the Danielle we see today. Danielle has been incredibly open about her plastic surgery history, which is extensive to say the least. She's admitted to getting multiple breast augmentations over the years. Her first boob job was back in the 1990s, and she's had them redone several times since. In 2019, she documented getting her breast implants removed entirely after dealing with health issues she attributed to the implants. But her breast surgeries are just the tip of the iceberg. Danielle has also confessed to getting regular Botox injections, lip fillers, cheek fillers, and what appears to be a significant amount of facial contouring work. Comparing photos from her early RHONJ days to recent appearances shows a face that's been dramatically altered. The most noticeable change is in her facial structure. Her cheeks appear much higher and fuller than they did naturally. Her lips are significantly larger and have that overfilled look that screams too much filler. Her forehead is completely smooth and immobile, suggesting heavy Botox use. Her jawline looks sharper and more defined, likely from fillers or possibly even surgical intervention. What makes Danielle's situation particularly problematic is the inconsistency in her appearance. Some photos show her looking relatively normal, while others show extreme swelling and puffiness that suggests she's either recently had work done or is experiencing complications. This inconsistency makes it hard to know what her actual face looks like anymore. Danielle has also been caught in lies about her procedures. She's denied having work done in interviews, only to later admit to extensive surgery. This dishonesty about her plastic surgery journey makes fans trust her less and scrutinize her appearance more closely. The overall effect of Danielle's multiple procedures is a face that looks artificial and overdone. She's gone from being a naturally attractive woman to someone whose face appears frozen and unnatural. The work she's had done has aged her rather than making her look younger, which defeats the entire purpose of cosmetic procedures. Housewife 2. Shannon Beador. Shannon Beador from Real Housewives of Orange County has had a complicated relationship with plastic surgery. For years, she presented herself as more natural compared to her castmates, but recent seasons have shown significant changes to her appearance that suggest she's joined the surgical enhancement club. Shannon finally admitted in 2021 to getting a facelift, lower blepharoplasty, and neck lift all in one surgical session. That's a massive amount of work to have done at once. She documented her recovery on the show, and fans watched as her face went through the swelling and bruising stages. The problem with Shannon's procedures is that they changed her face in ways that don't quite suit her. Her eyes now have a pulled, surprised look from the lower eyelid surgery. Her face appears tighter and smoother than it should for someone her age. Her neck, while firmer, looks disconnected from her face in a way that suggests the surgeries didn't blend seamlessly. Beyond the facial procedures, Shannon has also admitted to getting her breasts done. She's talked about breast augmentation surgery and how it affected her self-confidence. But like many housewives, one procedure led to another. And before long, she was on the plastic surgery treadmill. What's particularly interesting about Shannon's case is the timing. She got most of her work done during and after her divorce from David Beador. It's a classic pattern we see with housewives, major life stress leading to major cosmetic intervention. The problem is that getting extensive plastic surgery during emotional turmoil often leads to decisions you later regret. Shannon's face in recent seasons looks noticeably different from her early RHOC appearances. While the surgery was technically successful, no major complications or botched results, the overall effect is still one of obvious intervention. She doesn't look like a naturally aging Shannon Beador. She looks like Shannon Beador, who's had significant plastic surgery. The weight fluctuations Shannon has experienced over the years have also complicated her surgical results. She's been very open about struggling with her weight, and when you combine weight gain and loss with facial surgery, the results can be unpredictable. Her face sometimes appears puffy and swollen, while other times it looks tight and pulled. Housewife 3. Sonja Morgan. Sonja Morgan from Real Housewives of New York has become almost as famous for her plastic surgery disasters as she is for her drunken antics and delusional business ventures. Sonja's face has changed dramatically over her years on Rahoni, and not all of those changes have been improvements. The most infamous incident in Sonja's plastic surgery history was her facelift complication. She's talked extensively on the show about how a facelift went wrong, leaving her with nerve damage and an uneven appearance. She had to get revision surgery to try to fix the problems, but the damage was already done. Sonja has also admitted to getting breast implants, though she's been less forthcoming about the extensive facial work she's clearly had done. Beyond the problematic facelift, her face shows signs of significant filler use, particularly in her cheeks and lips. Her appearance varies wildly from episode to episode, suggesting she's constantly getting small tweaks and adjustments. What makes Sonja's situation particularly sad is that she was genuinely beautiful when she first joined Roni. She had classic features and elegant bone structure, but years of procedures have left her looking puffy and unnatural. Her face has that overfilled quality where everything looks smooth and tight, but also somehow saggy at the same time. The nerve damage from her botched facelift has left Sonja with noticeable asymmetry in her face. One side moves differently than the other. Her smile is slightly crooked. These are permanent consequences of a procedure that was supposed to make her look better, but instead left her with lasting complications. Sonja has also been open about getting non-surgical procedures like threading and various laser treatments. The problem is that she seems to try every new cosmetic trend that comes along without considering whether it's actually appropriate for her face. This scattered approach to cosmetic enhancement has led to an inconsistent and often unfortunate appearance. In recent seasons, Sonja's face looks significantly different from her earlier appearances. The combination of surgical complications, excessive filler use, and continued procedures has created a face that looks artificial and overdone. Fans who followed her journey feel sad watching her chase an ideal that keeps moving further away with each new procedure. Housewife 4. Dorit Kemsley. Dorit Kemsley from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is fascinating because she vehemently denies having had any facial plastic surgery despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. According to Dorit, her dramatically different appearance is all due to makeup, contouring, and good lighting. But fans aren't buying it. Comparing photos of Dorit from before RHOBHA to her current appearance shows clear changes that can't be explained by makeup alone. Her nose appears significantly thinner and more refined. Her lips are noticeably fuller. Her cheeks are higher and more prominent. Her entire face shape seems different. Dorit has admitted to getting breast augmentation, so she's not opposed to plastic surgery in principle. But when it comes to her face, she maintains that she's all natural. This denial makes fans more critical rather than less, because it comes across as dishonest. The most obvious change in Dorit's appearance is her nose. Early photos show a wider, more rounded nose, while current photos show a thin, sculpted nose with a refined tip. This is a classic rhinoplasty result. No amount of contouring can make your actual nose structure different. Her lips have also changed dramatically. They're much fuller and plumper than they appeared in earlier photos. While lip filler is technically not plastic surgery, it's a cosmetic injectable. The dramatic change in her lip size is still a cosmetic enhancement she's not acknowledging. Dorit's cheeks appear much higher and more prominent than they did previously. This is likely the result of cheek fillers or possibly even cheek implants. Again, this isn't something makeup can achieve. The actual structure of her face has changed. What makes Dorit's denial particularly frustrating for fans is that she's on a show where almost everyone else is open about their procedures. Her castmates freely discuss their Botox, fillers, and surgeries. Dorit's insistence that she's completely natural while looking dramatically different just makes her seem dishonest. The work Dorit has likely had done is actually quite good from a technical standpoint. She doesn't look botched or overdone like some housewives, but the dramatic change in her appearance combined with her denial creates a credibility problem that affects how viewers perceive everything else about her. Housewife 5. Melissa Gorga. Melissa Gorga from Real Housewives of New Jersey has transformed her appearance significantly since joining the show. While she's admitted to some procedures, the full extent of her plastic surgery is much more extensive than she lets on. Melissa has been open about getting breast implants, and she's even documented getting them redone on the show. She went bigger with her second augmentation, which she claimed was to restore volume after having children. But her breast surgeries are just one part of her cosmetic journey. Looking at Melissa's face from her first season on RHONJ compared to now shows dramatic changes. Her nose appears thinner and more refined. Her lips are noticeably fuller. Her cheeks are higher. Her jawline is sharper. These are all signs of cosmetic intervention beyond just good skincare and makeup. The most obvious change is Melissa's nose. Early photos and episodes show a wider nose with a more rounded tip. Current photos show a thin, sculpted nose that's clearly been surgically altered. When fans have questioned her about this, Melissa has attributed the change to contouring and camera angles. But the difference is too significant to be explained away by makeup. Melissa's lips have also undergone a dramatic transformation. They're much larger and plumper than they were in her early seasons. She's likely getting regular lip filler injections to maintain this fuller look. Combined with what appears to be cheek filler, her entire face has a more sculpted, enhanced appearance. What's interesting about Melissa's approach is that she gets work done gradually rather than all at once. This makes each individual change less noticeable, but the cumulative effect over multiple seasons is a dramatically different face. It's a smarter strategy than getting everything done at once, but the end result is still obvious enhancement. Melissa has also admitted to getting Botox regularly, which explains her smooth, wrinkle-free forehead. At her age, most women would have some expression lines, but Melissa's forehead is completely smooth and barely moves. This frozen look is a telltale sign of heavy Botox use. The overall effect of Melissa's procedures is a face that looks more polished and refined than her original features, but also significantly less natural. She's gone from girl next door pretty to obviously enhanced. While the work is well done and not botched, it's still clearly artificial. Housewife 6, Luann de Lesseps. Luann de Lesseps from Real Housewives of New York is an interesting case because she's been on the show since the very beginning, giving us over 15 years of photographic evidence of her changing face. And change it has, significantly. Luann has admitted to getting regular Botox and fillers, but fans suspect she's had much more extensive work done. Her face in recent seasons looks dramatically different from her face in season 1 of Roni. The changes go beyond normal aging and clearly involve surgical intervention. The most noticeable change in Luann's appearance is her overall facial structure. Her face appears tighter and smoother than it should for someone in their late 50s. Her cheeks are higher and more prominent. Her jawline is sharper, her neck is firmer. These are all signs of a facelift or multiple facelifts over the years. Luann's lips have also changed significantly. They're fuller and plumper than they appeared in early seasons. While she could achieve some of this with overlining and lip gloss, the actual volume and shape of her lips suggests regular filler injections. What's particularly interesting about Luann is that she seems to have achieved a relatively natural-looking result, despite having extensive work done. She doesn't have that frozen, overdone appearance that many housewives develop. Her face still moves and expresses emotion. This suggests she either has a very skilled surgeon or has been more conservative with her procedures than some of her castmates. However, there have been episodes and photos where Luann's face appears noticeably swollen or puffy, suggesting she's recently had work done. The fact that her appearance varies so much from one appearance to another indicates she's getting regular maintenance procedures. Luann has also been open about having breast implants, though she's been less forthcoming about facial work. She documented getting her breast implants replaced on the show, citing the need to update aging implants. This openness about her breast surgery makes her denial of facial work seem less credible. The overall assessment of Luann's plastic surgery journey is that while she's definitely had extensive work done, she's managed to avoid the most obvious pitfalls that have trapped other housewives. She doesn't look botched or overdone, just noticeably enhanced. But the enhancement is still obvious enough that denying it seems pointless. Housewife 7, Teresa Giudice. Completing our list is Teresa Giudice, the table-flipping queen of Real Housewives of New Jersey. Teresa's plastic surgery journey has been well documented both on and off the show, and while she's been relatively open about some procedures, The full extent of her work is more than she admits. Teresa has confirmed getting breast implants multiple times. She got her first augmentation before joining RHO&J, then had them redone in 2008, and got them redone again after that. She's also admitted to getting a tummy tuck, which she documented on the show. But Teresa's facial transformation is where things get interesting. She's admitted to getting regular Botox and occasional filler, but photos from her early RHO&J seasons compared to now show changes that go beyond just injectables. Teresa's hairline appears to have changed, possibly from a brow lift or hairline adjustment procedure. Her forehead is higher and smoother than it was in early seasons. Her eyebrows sit in a different position. These are classic signs of brow lift surgery. Her nose also appears slightly different, though this could be subtle rhinoplasty or just the result of aging and weight fluctuations. Her lips are fuller, which she's attributed to filler. Her cheeks are higher and more prominent, likely also from filler. What's particularly notable about Teresa's plastic surgery journey is the timing. She's gotten work done during some of the most stressful periods of her life, during Joe Giudice's legal troubles, during her own prison sentence, and after their divorce. This pattern of getting cosmetic procedures during emotional turmoil is common among the housewives, but rarely leads to good decisions. Teresa's face in recent seasons has that tight, smooth appearance that comes from regular intervention. Her skin barely shows any wrinkles or age spots. Her forehead doesn't move when she talks. Her face has a maintained, polished look that requires constant upkeep. The breast implants Teresa has gotten have also caused issues. She's talked about having to get them replaced multiple times due to complications. Each surgery brings new risks and new recovery periods. At some point, the question becomes whether the maintenance is worth the result. What saves Teresa from being as obviously overdone as some other housewives is that she's been relatively conservative with her procedures. She hasn't gone for the extreme transformations that Kim Zolciak or Brandi Glanville pursued. Her changes have been more gradual and subtle, but they're still clearly there. Teresa's overall appearance is that of someone who's had good plastic surgery rather than bad plastic surgery. The work is well done and relatively natural looking, but it's still obvious work, and the constant maintenance required to keep up appearances is concerning.